My name is Alejandra Lozano, and I'm the Membership Engagement Program Manager here at Region 9 Head Start Association. I am pleased and thrilled to welcome Jane and Linda. Linda's from Crayon Collection, and Jane is a partner teacher with Crayon Collection. And they are working with us and partnering with the art contest by offering this free art lesson. And I just want to say that I'll be your host today. If you have any technical difficulties, if you can't hear very well the sound, just let me know in the chat and I'll be able to help you. There will also be a follow-up email with any links or anything from the call that you might find helpful. And this call will also be recorded for you to share with anyone. It will also be up on our website and we will share it on a follow-up email. And for any questions about the art contest or about the lesson, you can always email me. And I put my email in the chat. And without further ado, I'll pass it along to Jane.
Hey, everyone. So happy you guys are here. Thank you, Alejandra, for the intro, and thank you, Head Start, for partnering with us. We're so excited and happy to be here and honored. And I, as Alejandra said, I am a partner teacher with Crayon Collection and help write some of the art lessons and curriculum that Crayon Collection provides to schools and other community partners, educational programs as well. In addition, I'm also an artist and a writer. And I'm really excited that we have the chance to work with you guys, and hopefully you'll be able to use this lesson and maybe some other lessons in the future, but this specific lesson for your art contest. And so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of tell you a little bit more about Crayon Collection, the services we offer, the curriculums we also offer, as well as kind of present a art lesson that you can use for this art contest and in the future as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and feel free, if you guys have any questions in the moment, feel free to ask them. Sorry, what's a second? I'm sure I know where I am.
I just want to add, feel free to turn on your cameras also if you so wish.
Okay, can everyone see that okay? Yeah? You good?
Yep, I can see it from my side.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay, so yes, so as I was saying, Crayon Collection is on a mission. Our mission is to inspire a commitment to environmental consciousness and infuse art education into vulnerable schools. So 150 million still good crayons are thrown away by restaurants in the United States every year, while teachers spend hundreds of dollars out of their own pockets on supplies. So what we do is we partner with restaurants and other well-served community centers to collect and recycle still good crayons into vulnerable schools in the same community. So if you've been out, of course, everyone's been out to eat. If you've been out to eat to some different restaurants, let's say you go to Denny's, for example, and the restaurant might be giving out crayons for kids to draw at their tables, draw on the menus at their tables. And oftentimes those crayons are just thrown away after the first use. And what we do is we partner with restaurants and other community centers, and we collect those crayons and then donate them to schools and other educational programs so that students have access to crayons and art supplies, which kind of bridges the gap for students who might not already have arts, who might not have the opportunity of having art supplies, and helps teachers and educational programs with by providing art supplies so that teachers don't have to go out of pocket to provide any art supplies for their classes. In addition to that, that's one aspect of what we do at Crayon Collection. We also provide art lessons for grades K through 5, and we work with well-known artists around the country to help inform the art lessons. And so all of our art lessons are connected to STEM literacy standards and include social emotional learning connections and utilize crayons and paper as the main tool. So if you ever are looking for some art lessons that you might, if you ever want to incorporate new art lessons into your day-to-day programming, one option would be to work with us. All of our lessons are free and can be found online at crayoncollection.org. And we really encourage you guys to check them out, and feel free to use any of our lessons, which are all art focused and appropriate for ages K through 5, and incorporate the Common Core standards as well. One of the lessons that we're really excited about, this is something that's new, is called Letters for Change, and it's going to be launching March 31st, which is National Crayon Day. And we are super excited to share that we are partnering with Penguin Young Readers. We've developed a curriculum to practice letter writing and encourage students to use their voices for change. So in this lesson, students will engage in activism by writing a letter to the First Lady of the United States, Dr. Jill Biden, about the importance of donating crayons to schools for art programs. The letters will inform the First Lady that crayons should be reused and reinforce the value of art education in schools. So this is a free curriculum. It will be available starting again on March 31st, which is National Crayon Day, and also Earth Day, April 22nd of this year. And so we just wanted to kind of share this lesson with you guys, so it's on your radar screen if you're interested in participating and using this lesson to help your students work on their letter writing, as well as to work on using their voices to advocate for something they believe in, and share their experience with art and their experience with crayons, and the importance of helping save the environment and giving back to the planet. That's something that we would really encourage anyone to use and to participate in. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're really excited to be able to partner with Penguin Young Readers to work on this program with them. So without further ado, this is our lesson that we've prepared for you guys today. It's called Alphabet Soup. And this lesson helps students with writing the letters of the alphabet while exploring and expressing their emotions. So we really have an emphasis in this specific lesson on SEL, on social emotional learning. It's appropriate for ages kindergarten and up. It's only about a 50 to 55 minute art lesson, so it should work perfectly for an hour-long class. And all you need is paper and crayons. And the focus, again, is social emotional learning, language, visual arts. And it's a lot of fun. So I'm just going to go ahead and sort of run you through the lesson so that it would, if you want to teach it, you kind of have a frame of reference of how it works and how kind of the step-by-step teaching of the lesson. So to start the lesson, we are asking students to practice the ABCs. So this is something you could do together with the students, or you could have them turn to their neighbor and sing the ABCs together. For this particular class, since we're working on, we're gearing up for the art contest and we're celebrating Teacher Appreciation Month in May, we're having students, we modified the lesson so that students could spell out Head Start. And so if your students are ready and are able to help kind of learn how to spell Head Start, you can introduce this concept with the students and spell Head Start together. So that's the sort of opening is the ABCs, practicing the letters. And then from there, we will explain the lesson to the students. So explain, today we'll be creating an alphabet soup using the letters in Head Start to celebrate our school. So you can show some examples to the class on what this might look like. And all of our lessons, we have examples on our resource page at the end, but this is an example of what the lesson, like a final product of the lesson. This drawing right here is what one of, I think it was a first grader drew this. And so this would be an example of kind of like what the art lesson would look like at the end, or the artwork would look like at the end. So you'll want to point out that all of the letters are going in different directions and are different colors and different sizes. And the next thing that we'll prompt the students to do is close their eyes and take some have a mindful moment and close their eyes and take some deep breaths together and ask students to sort of tune in and tap into how they're feeling in that moment. And it could, maybe they're feeling excited or overwhelmed or happy or nervous, whatever the feeling may be. And we're going to help students express their emotions through drawing the letters. So, so you would do this with your class. You would ask everyone to close their eyes, breathe for a few moments together, and identify how they're feeling, what emotions are coming up within that moment. And then you'll have everyone open their eyes and you will model drawing a few letters drawn in a way that expresses a certain emotion. Maybe you choose excitement. So you would model drawing letters with expressing excitement. Maybe you choose a bright color to do that. Maybe it's bright yellow and you're expressing excitement with the idea of using like letters made up of suns, for example, like sunshine. So you'll want to make sure to draw your letters in different colors, sizes, and directions for the student, and feel free to add special design accents to clearly express your emotions. So, so sort of step one of this lesson will be take your piece of paper and a crayon, choose a color that represents how you are feeling, begin by drawing the letter H. And this is H to start with the word Head Start. It can be as big or as small as you want. It can be capitalized or little. It can go in any direction. Remember to express your emotion, how you are feeling while you're drawing. So you can help students with this first step in drawing H, having them draw the letters big or as small, taking up as much space as they want to, in any color that they want to, but with keeping them in mind the concept of expressing their emotion through the way that they're drawing by the color that they choose or the design accents that they use to draw H. And then step 2, next draw the letter E, make it a different color and a different size than H. What are other ways you can express your emotions while drawing E? So we're just going to continue to kind of encourage students to think about how to express their emotions through drawing the letter and letting them fill up the page and make letters go in different directions as well. Step 3, next draw the letter A, make it a different color and draw it in a different direction than the other letters. And keep drawing each letter in Head Start while expressing how going to Head Start makes you feel, or how they're feeling in the moment. It doesn't specifically have to be about going to Head Start, but kind of feeling, making sure they have the freedom to express how they feel with their art. Try to make sure each letter is different from one another, different colors, different sizes. You can write them upside down or sideways, make some capital letters and some lowercase letters, overlap the letters, the more the better, and you feel free to reinforce the example from the research page as much as you need. And so you'll see kind of in this example here, the letters are all different colors and they've really, and shapes and sizes and kind of have different design accents, sort of these squiggly lines and whatnot. And so you're kind of beginning to see the title, the name of this lesson is Alphabet Soup. It's because we're making a alphabet soup with our letters. And then moving on, you'll be able to give the students approximately 30 minutes of work time. So as you normally would, I'm sure, circulate around the room and support students. Once students finish drawing all the letters of the alphabet, they should color in the letters and the shapes surrounding them. So as you'll see here, this student drew a bunch of different letters and then she colored in the shapes surrounding the letters as well, which kind of created a unified kind of art, work of art, making the letters sort of a little bit hard to see and hard to find. And it's very expressive, colorful, textured. So we're kind of going for something that might look similar to this, or allow students to really have fun and get creative and work not just on printing letters, but also shapes and colors and sizes. And again, of course, expressing their emotions. So the entire page will be colored in, continue to encourage them to color the letters and shapes in a way that expresses the emotions they're feeling. And then at the end, we have time for closing. So one thing we recommend is having students be divided into pairs and have each student search for letters within their partner's artwork. So you'll have your students sort of share their drawings with their partner, and you would give them the prompt, what is the first letter you see on this page? Let the students really study their partner's page and have them point at and show your partner what they found. Show them a few more letters you see in their drawing. And then you can ask students to, once they've identified the letters, you can ask students to turn to their partner and tell them the emotions they were feeling when they were drawing, and how they use different colors, shapes, and sizes to express the emotions on the page. So maybe their drawing is all red, and maybe they were feeling angry when they were drawing their going through the making their artwork, or maybe their drawings are filled with letters that have smiley faces, and maybe they're feeling really happy, and that was their way of expressing happiness. So those are some kind of examples of how students might express their emotions, and I'm sure there's tons of different ways that they'll do that as well. And of course, if students don't want to share their emotions, of course, they don't have to, and can just observe their partner's drawings and really focus on what letters they see. And then if you'd like to have an extension for this lesson to make it a little bit more challenging for older students or more advanced learners, one thing that students could do is they could choose one letter in their partner's artwork and have them write a list of all the words they can think of that begin with that letter. So for example, if the students choose A, they will write as many words that begin with the letter A as possible. So examples would be like apple, August, animal, whatever, what other A words. And then another challenge would be to challenge them to think of other emotions that start with the letter A, or whichever letter they choose. So if they choose A, they could, write other emotions that start with that letter: angry, angsty, anxious, for example. So that's a fun extension that's a little bit more challenging for older students, which will touch on literacy and spelling, and so yeah, but those could be fun extensions as well. And just for your resource to have on hand, this is our the core Common Core standards that this lesson touches on or incorporates. And so it hits on a lot of the different Common Core standards: language, visual arts, and social emotional learning. And that's really important to us, that we have, that we make lessons that incorporate the Common Core. And so I'm going to open up the floor to questions. I'm so happy you guys were here and tuned in with us. I know everyone's really busy, so we really appreciate it. And yeah, the floor is open for any questions.
I wanted to add, because I know that with Head Start, we're usually working with students that are much younger. So if there's like a lack of capability of them writing the letters themselves, I think that the educators and teachers can also kind of create a template and write it out and let them create their own art on top of the text.
Definitely.
And make that a fun exercise.
Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Anyone else?
Well, Jane, I'm sure that any word can be used besides Head Start or the alphabet. Let's say that they were learning about animals that day, or learning their name. Maybe they could do their name also.
Definitely. Absolutely. I think this lesson can definitely be modified for kind of any topic that's being focused on. I think learning like to spell their name is a great idea, and thinking about what emotions might come up when you're spelling your name and what does that mean to you could definitely be easily used. And I think this lesson can be basically used as a framework to help students get familiar with their letters as well as their emotions, and experimenting with different ways of expressing themselves. And it really can be applied to almost anything.
Great. Thank you, Jane. And are any of you going to use this lesson in your classroom? You can do like a little hands up or thumbs up. I see Marcella is raising her hand. Desiree is shaking her head. Great. Well,
Okay.
yeah, if you don't have any more questions, Jane, do you have any closing comments about your lesson?
No, I think we covered it. We're here for any questions either now or if anything comes up, we're here to support you guys. And I hope that, I know Alejandra, you said you would, I think, send any follow-up resources. So I think anything that comes up, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're definitely here to support you.